Well. I gotta disprove Khabib again. Khabib is wrong. Khabib recently said a few weeks ago, Khamzat Chimaev should box with Dricus. I disproved him. I said, hell no. I made a video. I said, Khamzat's gonna wrestle from the first second of the fight to the last second, and he won't get tired. He's gonna fight like Khamzat fights. And I was right. Khamzat out-wrestled Dricus the whole fight, and he didn't box. And he won. Then Khabib had another crazy take a few days later. He said Arman has an 80% chance to beat Ilia Topuria. Arman, he has a whopping 80% chance to beat Topuria. And Topuria only has a 20% chance to beat Arman. Oh my God. Okay. I didn't make a video on that because I don't gotta convince you guys that that's the dumbest take I've ever heard. Even though Arman has the best shot to beat Topuria. Next up is his new take right here. Not worried about Topuria. I'm worried about JDM. That's Khabib's new take. And Khabib, I gotta disprove you again. Yes, I'm about to say it. Jack Della Maddalena is not a tougher matchup for Islam than Ilia Topuria. And a lot of you guys are gonna say, Mitch, Jack is a welterweight. He's way bigger than Ilia Topuria. Topuria just moved up to lightweight, and he's short. That's going to be the main argument here. And if size was the only factor in a fight, I would agree with you. But hey, it's not. So let's let it roll and let's let Khabib say what he's got to say. And then I'm going to disprove everything he's got to say.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в ислама-карьере. Мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение. Во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
That's Khabib's way of saying Jack Della Maddalena is a tougher fight for Islam Makhachev than Ilia Topuria. And that's just not true. I'm calling it out. That is not true at all. And a lot of you guys think the same thing. And this is the main argument. Well, Jack is twice the size of Ilia Topuria. Look, you guys got to get it right. I think you guys mean to say, I think Khabib should have said, Jack is a weight class above Ilia Topuria. Jack is one weight class heavier than Ilia. Now that'd be true. But to say Jack is twice the size of Ilia Topuria, 155 times 2. That's 310 pounds. Okay? Jack is not 300 plus pounds, alright? So Jack is not twice the size of Ilia Topuria. Alright? I think he's talking about Brock Lesnar.
Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэплинг он возится очень хорошо.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's take it back here. Let's take it back.
Больше, ноги помощнее, корпус.
He's taller, bigger, stronger legs, and better build? What is this, the bodybuilding competition? Is this a powerlifting contest? What is he talking about? He's talking like they're in the weight room or something. We're talking about two martial artists fighting in the octagon, okay? We shouldn't be talking about physique here. And who's lifting what? And the stronger leg thing, what? What does he mean Jack has stronger legs than Topuria? These are weird arguments to prove that Jack is a tougher matchup for Islam than Ilia. Right? Where did stronger legs come from? He's taller? Okay, Jack's taller, so what? Volk is short. He gave Islam his toughest fight yet. I mean, everyone at the bar thought he won the first fight. And better build. That's just a weird one. When has physique mattered in MMA that much? Look at the fight that just happened. Jared Cannonier has a better physique than MVP. And guess what? MVP just schooled Jared Cannonier. Dricus, he looks more like a bodybuilder than Khamzat. Dricus is more ripped. Khamzat has narrow shoulders. And Khamzat just whooped Dricus with wrestling. So physique doesn't really matter in fights that much. So I don't know if Khabib's talking about a strongman contest, a bodybuilding competition. Maybe he's talking about that. I'm talking about MMA. Ilia Topuria is a tougher matchup for Makhachev. He's a tougher fight for Islam than Jack. I'm still not convinced yet, Khabib. Give me something else.
Бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели.
Alright, now we're actually talking about skills. Good, let's break it down.
Бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели.
These are all true about Jack Della Maddalena. But you could say the same about Ilia Topuria. Were you not impressed with Topuria stuffing Charles's takedown like it was nothing and shoving his face into the mat? Were you not impressed with Ilia Topuria beating Ryan Hall, submitting Bryce Mitchell? And we all know about Topuria's boxing. We don't even need to get started with that. So those cancel each other out. Both Jack and Topuria have impressive grappling and good boxing, okay?
Для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Маддалена. Считаю, что Маддалена...
I don't believe it. Let's play it again. Not saying I can't believe he said that, but I don't believe him that he's more worried about fighting Jack than a potential Ilia fight.
Для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Маддалена.
No, I don't believe it. If you think Jack is a tougher fight for Islam than Topuria, why didn't you guys beg the UFC to fight Ilia Topuria? If he's the easier fight like you say, why not take him out? He's the pound for pound number one. I don't give a shit if Jack Della Maddalena has a welterweight belt that Islam's never got yet. Double champ, it's not even that special anymore. There's been tons of double champs. The UFC doesn't even let you be double champ anymore. They took Islam's belt. And Ilia Topuria has higher fighter stock than JDM. JDM's a badass. Not a lot of people know though. Not a lot of people know. He hasn't been active. He fought once in 2024, talking about Jack, and then he fought once in 2025. Ilia Topuria, in that time frame, knocked out Volk, Max, and Charles. Okay? Volk, Max, and Charles. Now that's impressive. It's safe to say Ilia Topuria is viewed as pound for pound number one right now, and Jack's not. So if I was you, if any smart coach would be like, you know what? The fans are convinced Topuria's the most dangerous fighter in the UFC, best boxer, etc., etc., bigger star than anyone in the UFC right now, right? Besides Piera, I would say Topuria is the second biggest star in the UFC right now. Why not fight him? Why are you fighting the tougher matchup who no one really knows yet? Yes, fans are hyped about this fight. I'm hyped about Jack versus Islam. But let's be real. Ilia Topuria has the aura right now. He's the king of the UFC right now. I got JDM's record right here, okay? He has great boxing, but he's nowhere near as powerful as Ilia Topuria. Let's look at his knockouts. His last knockout was Gilbert Burns. And before that, before the Gilbert Burns fight, his last knockout was in 2022, 3 years ago. Now let's talk about the most recent knockout, Gilbert Burns. He knocked him out with the knee. He used his knee. He's got knees that go up the middle. He caught Gilbert Burns shooting a takedown. a takedown that Gilbert Burns hit quite frequently in that fight. And Belal got JDM down quite frequently. But I was surprised at how good Gilbert Burns' takedowns were when I rewatched the fight. But anyway, the final takedown Gilbert shot, Jack made him pay for it with that knee. He timed it perfect. And it sent Gilbert Burns to the ground, and JDM started elbowing away and pounded his face through the floor, right? He didn't knock out Gilbert Burns with a punch. That came from the knee, and we know how devastating knees are from anybody. Whether you're explosive, Mr. Powerful or not, knees hurt. John Jones, he doesn't have power, but he head kicked Daniel Cormier and knocked him out, TKO'd him, right? If we're talking about power in the hands, Topuria has more power than Jack. Jack's getting knockouts from his knees. Topuria is getting one-punch knockouts. He is putting Max Holloway to sleep with a punch combination with his hands. He is putting Volk to sleep with the 2-3 or a 3-2. He is putting Charles to sleep with the right hand over the top. Who is Jack Della Maddalena doing that to? He knocked out Gilbert Burns with the knee and then ground and pound. And I forgot how he knocked out Danny Roberts. Okay? So if we're talking about boxing, I would say Ilia Topuria is the better boxer and the more dangerous boxer. He carries more power. A lot of people are going to be like, well, Jack probably carries more power since he's heavier. I don't know, man. Look at the results. Look at the results. Kevin Holland went to split decision with Jack, right? Did he drop Holland? I know he was landing some good combos, but did he drop Holland? Let's not forget, D-Rod dropped Holland. D-Rod dropped Holland. Okay? How powerful is JDM really? I know his knees are, but if we're talking about those hands, did he drop Burns with his hands? He landed a lot of punches. No. Did he drop Belal with his hands? He landed a lot of punches. I think if Ilia Topuria landed those punches, he would put out some welterweights. If we're talking about the work they're putting in now, Jack's last 3 fights, there was 1 knockout, 2 decisions. In Topuria's last 3 fights, they were all knockouts. Topuria's the more dangerous boxer. Now, Khabib also brought up the grappling. And this is why I think Topuria is a tougher matchup for Islam. Ilia Topuria has way better takedown defense than JDM. He does. When Ilia Topuria sprawled on Charles, he sprawled so fast, so hard, that he rammed Charles's face into the mat. I swear, he just went hip down in like a flash. And when I seen JDM fighting Gilbert Burns, he was getting taken down at will by single legs. Gilbert Burns was timing double legs. And we seen a little bit of that against Belal as well. Jack doesn't have much resistance to the takedowns. He's good at rolling when he's on the ground. He's good at, using momentum and getting a sweep when he's on the ground. But there's no resistance with the takedowns. Because his guy, Craig Jones, he's awesome at jiu-jitsu, not wrestling. He's not a good wrestler. And if he tries those sweeps, which he should, JDM, he's going to try to sweep Islam like he did to Burns, like he did to Belal. He's going to try, but Islam Makhachev has a better base than those guys. And I don't know if Jack can sweep him. The fact is, though, that Islam Makhachev is going to get JDM down. If Gilbert Burns hit the single legs, if Belal Muhammad hit the double legs, why can't Islam? And when he gets him down, good luck sweeping him. He's going to be way harder to sweep than Belal and Gilbert. It's better to just not let Islam get you down, right? Ilia Topuria, he has that takedown defense. He's short. I'm not going to say low center of gravity, that stupid term, but he's short. And it's hard to get under his legs. He's so low to the ground already. It's hard to get lower than him. And we've seen Islam struggle to take down Volk. And besides, Topuria has wrestling. And you gotta be more cautious entering in for those takedowns, because Topuria has crazier counter strikes and more powerful strikes than Jack. Like we said, Jack hasn't knocked out anyone with his hands in years. He knocked out Gilbert Burns with the knee, and all of the last 3 fights from Topuria were by knockout. And I'm just saying that to reference power. You know, a knee knockout is just as good as a punch knockout. That still means you're dangerous. Jack is dangerous. He's a badass. I'm excited for this fight. Don't get it twisted. I'm pumped up for Jack versus Islam. Because of, Jack's sweeps and his scrambles. And he's working with Craig Jones and his boxing combinations. And he's bigger than Poirier. Islam didn't do as good as you would think against Dustin Poirier, now that we look back on it. I know JDM's in his prime. He's only getting better. And he is a welterweight, the biggest opponent Islam's fought. I agree with Khabib that Jack is going to be Islam's most dangerous opponent yet. That's not what I'm arguing here. When they fight in November at Madison Square Garden, this will be Islam Makhachev's toughest opponent yet. That I agree with. I'm only arguing that Topuria is an even tougher fight for Islam than JDM. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I proved Khabib wrong last video, so let's see if I can go 2-0. I think I know my shit here. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe. Peace.